Hey, what's going on with it, ladies and gentlemen, ponies and genitals? This is the one, the only Criticism Guy 2009, aka Nintendo Free 2011. Sorry, I'm just looking at my little digital clock back there. So yeah, it's officially 4:30 West Coast Pacific time right now. We know I'm in Nevada, but that's different, you know? It is what it is. But other than that, yeah, let's begin. Hopefully you read the title above and below. It says Insidious fucking 2. So anyways, Insidious 2, Chapter 2 to be exact. Basically this whole thing takes place on where it last left off when that guy was looking for his son Dalton. I remember the first one I saw. It was pretty fucking good, I'm not gonna lie. Fairly decent. I'm not really a huge fan of horror movies, but this is one of the very few horror movies that are actually good out there. So yeah, basically it's about him trying to find his son still. The only difference is that it's a little bit different for him because like he's still trapped into the other world, and it does really suck for him big time. Because he's trying to get back to his son and his family, while this other thing, which is a black bride demon witch or whatever, she's taking over this original dude's body, and he's all evil and smiley looking there, and like he's pretending to be the father of the kids and everything like that. But other than that, you know, basically it is sick as fuck. That's all I'm gonna say right now. It kind of goes back to the 1980s, like it was before, like how all this like evil like demonology shit began. And then they show this kid, he's like talking, and like this little demon thing is like, I'll show you, or something like that, because people want to know where he's getting all these crazy sick nightmares from. And then he goes into a closet, and the lady that was a lot younger, I forgot what her name was. I think it was like, started with an I think it was Linda or something, I don't know. Or Alicia, I think that was what her name was, when she was younger in the 80s and shit. And she had her friend with her, I think his name was Carl. And after that, what happens is that she gets sliced, one of her veins gets sliced out of her, like her hand or whatever, and she's like, oh, this is evil stuff at work. Your son has a gift, but he doesn't know how to use it. And she just gets all these other epic type of details and everything. I'm just gonna get to highlights of it mostly. So yeah, basically after that, what happens is that they show the lady talking to the detective from far away. I don't know why she sounds like the other actress Anna Faris a little bit, but usually when it comes to horror movies, there's not really that many famous people in there. It's usually just completely random people. Now it's a lot different from action and comedy and shit, you know? Because that's the ones I'm usually used to watching. So yeah, basically after that, what happens is that, what's it called? The guy that's like the detective looks like that other Black Moreno dude, Steve Harvey a little bit for some reason. I don't know why. It just does. And after that, what happens is that, I'm trying to remember what it was. They go back into their house, and it's like, they're at their mom's or his mother-in-law's house or whatever. And they're taking care of Dalton and his friend Foster. I think that's what his name was. I'm pretty sure, real accurate, that his name was Foster. And then after that, what happens is he starts having all these nightmares and hallucinations again. And then the mother tells him, oh, I let them take you once, I'm not going to let them do that again to you. You're my baby and all that. She kisses him on the forehead goodnight. And that's when all the weird shit starts happening. And that little fucking annoying cradle keeps going, ding 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 ding, a real fucking loud blast of the shit out of it. A lot of people were laughing. I was laughing my ass off when I saw that shit. And afterwards, the piano was playing by itself. And then they finally showed that lady that you probably saw already, the one from like the 1800s or something like that. And what happens is like, she's the one that's controlling that dude. He's like, oh, you gotta get out of my head. He goes all crazy and ape shit because he wants to live forever. The demon that's controlling the husband. And what happens after that is that he loses his teeth and he's like bleeding all over the fucking place. Like, no, you can't make me do it. He's just going crazy and ape shit. And then finally they show that witch that was in like the white suit or whatever. It's like, oh, you gotta come follow me. And then she's like singing, row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. You know, that thing. Merrily, 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 life's but a dream. You know, that thing. That type of music. The old school nursery rhymes for little kids. And after that, what happens is like, she says, how dare you? And then after that, she slaps the baby all the way upstairs. It's crazy. And then she slaps the mom. She just pimp slaps the fuck out of her. And then she lays her unconscious. She's like, she slams her all the way to the other side of the room. Crazy shit right there. And then what happens after that is that like they finally find those two detectives and everything. One of them looks like that guy from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. He just did that other movie too. I was gonna call it Attack on Titan. That's an anime thing. I'm trying to remember what it was with the little Jaeger things or whatever. Pacific Rim. It looks like him, but it ain't the dude. It's a completely other guy. And what happens is after that, they hire these two detectives and they're trying to find and search what's going on. And they go out into this old abandoned house where the mother-in-law takes them because she used to work there back in the 80s. She gets her little background story of how everything went. I remember in the behind-the-scenes thing when I was looking on YouTube, they said like that was a real actual house hospital where people died back in the early 1900s or something like that. And then what happens is that she has this flashback memory of that old guy, whatever, that was all bald and everything. He ends up saying, oh, like, he goes all crazy and tries to attack the son. He's like, rawr, like that. I was like, what the fuck? Good lord, that actually scared a little bit of the crap out of me when I saw that part. And then after that, they try to put him under control. It's a little crazy, you know? Because the mother tells, oh, don't touch anything because I'm going to be right back. And then, like, after that, he touches shit, sure enough. And then after that, the old mother-in-law in the future, she's talking about the past again. Like, the last time I saw him, like he ran off the elevator and he never got to see him again. And the Morena lady, she ends up being like, oh, didn't you see that one of our patients or whatever? He's like, oh, no. He ended up jumping off to himself because he castrated himself. I'm like, what? That must be extremely fucking painful to cut your testes off like that. That's fucking horrific. I would never want to do that shit, seriously. But after that, what happens is that they go into the abandoned hospital. They finally find all these little ponies and stuff like that. Not My Little Pony stuff, but other stuff. What happens is that they finally see the lady again, and she gets bitch smacked. It's like, oh, you gotta get out of here. And it's like, how dare you? And then they start reminiscing back to where they were at. And after that, they finally get in all these other fights with all these other demons and ghosts and shit like that. And then Dalton goes back into the dreams. And then, like, the guy finds out he gets discovered by that guy Carl, so he starts doing all these karate chop moves on him. He's doing this chokehold on him. He's like, ugh, you gotta get out of here. And he's like, why don't you roll the dice and, like, see what's behind my back? And he's doing all this sinister smile. Look like he's gonna stab him in the fucking, like, body or whatever. It was crazy as fuck, by the way. It is just hilarious. Not really hilarious, but hilarious in a crazy, gruesome way. And what happens is that the other two guys like, holy shit, I feel like FBI agents. And then after that, they run out of the little like undercover detective agency like thing, whatever, and they run out. And then they both get knocked the fuck out. One gets like a little like a tranquilizer up his like, not his ass, but around his thigh area. And then the other one like he gets knocked the fuck out by the evil demon-controlled husband. And what happens after that is that good lord, that's when the shit really gets crazy. And then he finally sees the wife and everything. He starts chasing her. It's like, oh, you put this on yourself. And after that, like, he grabs her a couple times, and then she slaps the shit out of him with a pan. It's like old school frying pan, some ghetto shit like that. But it's a white girl, bro. It's fun. And what happens after that, they run with the two kids downstairs, and then the mother-in-law gets locked up. It's like, help me. And after that, it's like, you stay there. I'll deal with you later. And after that, like, he starts smacking the crap out of the door with like this fire extinguisher. And after that, since that doesn't work, he uses like some giant knife thing or whatever afterwards. And then he breaks that one open and he breaks the other one open. Like I just said earlier, like Dalton goes back to sleep so he can find the spirit of his real father. And afterwards, what happens after that, like he finally finds him and Carl and the other older lady, Elisa's like, oh, you guys shouldn't be here. I still feel your heartbeats. Your pulses are alive. You should be back on Earth. Because she died already. He's like, oh, I am going to go to that special heaven place. But until then, I got to take care of you guys. And after that, she does take care of them. And afterwards, that old lady, that bitch smacks the fuck out of the older, not the older woman, the mother and like her own child that tries to be like a transvestite or something like that. Because he doesn't want to be a girl. It's like, oh, your name is Sherilyn, Caroline. Your name's not Jacob. That's what your father gave you. She's really a nasty fucking bitch. For real. And then she sees the other thing. She's like that. If you saw that picture already. And what happens after that is even crazier. They finally rescue the guy Dalton. He tries to get back in his own house. And then they show parts of the first Insidious Chapter 1 or whatever. And they show, oh, that's what was going on. And they go back to the old school 80s tapes. Like, oh, everything starts coming together. Pieces of the puzzle, you know. Everything starts fitting. And the older lady, Elisa's like, oh, that's what happened. So this is what was all about. And after that, finally at the end, they finally defeat the father. And then they end up getting killed or whatever. Well, not the good ones, the bad ones. They end up killing that old witch at the end with some cantation fucking spells or whatever. Some knife, spear knife. And they finally dies. The one that was taking over the hostage of the real father on Earth. And the real father's soul go back into it. It's like, honey, it's me. I swear it's really me this time. And it's like, oh, don't you ever scare like me like that again. And after that, like, they all stick together. It's like, then they finally get all these evil memories brainwashed out of them. And they could live a happy, normal life again. And then after that, at the end, they show those two detective dudes that were our little nerds that pretend to be FBI. They finally get them out. And they go to these 3 Latino families, which was awesome. And after that, the little girl says, oh, I could see the old lady behind him. And then the old lady's like, shh, I'd be quiet. And after that, it's like, what's going on? And then like they see the older sister or whatever, and they see like oh, she's demon possessed or whatever, or ghost possessed, spiritual possession. And then like they finally show Lisa, she's like, oh my god. And then like I guess that's an indication that it's gonna be a third sequel. I don't know. I didn't stay there all the way to the end because one of the guys that were telling me over there is like, oh yeah, there's no ending. So that kind of sucked a little bit. And speaking of which, this completely has nothing to do with the movie, but one of the guys or whatever was like, security guard was like, you guys do that again one more time, I'm kicking your ass out of here. And that was real life too. And I was still snickering at it anyways. This was a lot of dumbass teens that were over there, but there was a few people that were my age, so that was pretty fucking cool. So I'm gonna be doing that pretty soon, and I can find it real quick. I guess I can, but I actually had this little Regal Cinema like ticket thing, so I'm gonna be going seeing The Family, featuring Robert De Niro, Michelle Pfeiffer, and Tommy Lee Jones. So definitely stay in tune for that review. So like I always say, is what it is, ain't what it ain't. See you when I see you guys. Have a good day. Have a good night. Wherever you're out around the world. Don't drink or smoke weed at the same time. Don't do anything reckless. I will see you guys soon. I am going to do some more alternative media stuff. Probably not today. Most likely tomorrow or Tuesday. Whenever I really feel like it. Because I've been slacking on that lately. I'm real sorry about that. I had 125 subs. 5 more subs. I'm going to try to do something special. Because I already hit 150 on my Nintendo Free 2011 channel. And I finished doing that little like unboxing for this. And I did a couple like plasma blasters in case you guys are wondering right there. I didn't get nothing special out of it except a reverse common axe. But yeah, you guys take care, be easy, stay safe. I'll talk to you guys soon. Goodbye, and I'll talk to you guys later, okay? See you soon, and later. So I'm out. Be easy.